Hello, everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of episode 3. So, I don't know about you guys, but
We're in
I'm pretty
courtroom
conflicted.
number 4. It's Edgeworth again.
And here we are in the trial.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
It's him again. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
The prosecution will show that the court at 2:30 on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in the studio of Warner Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during this trial will all point to this fact.
I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. I'm in the mood for some testimony, gentlemen. Mr. Edgeworth.
Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand.
Just barely in there.
Detective, if you would briefly describe the case to the court.
Yes, sir. I was with the guide map here. To understand the case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, you see. This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. Security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant.
You just completely left out the...
Yeah, all the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Whoosh. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled by the perfect puncture wound. The time of death was 2:30. The samurai spear was found lodged in the victim's chest. It was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again?
Should I listen to the whole thing again?
Please don't. Please don't, pal.
I think I can probably remember that.
So the murder weapon was a spear? Wow. Medieval.
All right, that's been added to the court record.
Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see?
Understood.
Let's call this security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name?
My, aren't you a handsome fella? I'm afraid I'm a bit, flustered.
Your name, please.
Oh, dearie. No need to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Your name, please.
Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie.
Wendy Oldbag.
Just call me Grandma. Captain of the chess. He called me Windbag.
Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness.
Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling. I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony.
Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to walk past you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony.
She sure is one hell of an old bag.
Okay, so
She was there at 1 p.m. and they were doing a run through that since that morning.
She had some errands to
Oh,
run.
so she.
Can we press her on the errands at least? Just not like.
Or we can press for it getting there at 1 o'clock.
That's
There's no
true.
proof
Well,
of that.
this is just her testimony, so we don't press just yet. There's no option.
All right, we're actually going through it the first time.
But she had some errands to run. So, yeah, was she there at exactly 1 o'clock?
We can press on that one because she doesn't know those powers.
You saw the defendant then. Very well. Let's begin.
Yes, Your Honor.
I think I'd start pressing her there.
Yeah.
So up until that time, anyone who wanted to go into this, they could go in there if they wanted.
Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee card key to get in.
Right, the card key that I have. So what she's saying is no one who's supposed to be there couldn't have got in.
Was there anyone at the studio when you arrived at the guard station?
Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing. Damn it.
All right.
We can press her on getting there.
That's probably why she was only there half day.
Yeah.
We can still press.
Still press about what her errands were.
What kind of errands?
Oh, well, you know.
Answer the question.
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Power. Okay, that's where she was. Observing.
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station?
Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job.
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years.
Wow. I went to...
I went to see Steel Samurai run through.
You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty.
Not a bad idea.
Alright, so... Press her there. So you were watching there the... So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second?
Of course. I'm a professional, you know. Are you criticizing how I do my job, Whippersnapper?
No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday.
I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Whippersnapper. Snipper Wapper. Miss Oldbag is losing it, Nick. So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see?
That one we definitely press on.
2. Are you sure?
Sure as bit. Well, who was this man? Really? You should try not to get so excited at your age. You might straighten something. Now, don't get your skiffies in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers, that man right there. Nick, doesn't she seem like she's enjoying this a little too much?
Windbags love gossiping about other people's misfortunes.
Can't you get her kicked somewhere else? Right, I guess we can present the photo.
I guess we do it on the...
We can try this one because we don't know that she got there at exactly 1 o'clock. Pressing her here.
Did you see the victim then?
Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got to the guard station.
Okay.
So,
The murder happened at 2:30 p.m.
yeah, we can go to the 2 o'clock and present the
photo.
picture.
This one.
Yeah.
Let me get this straight, old bag, or Mrs. Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you?
Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. Huh. What is this exactly?
None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Ms. Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder.
True, Mr. Powers does play the role of Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that.
He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently.
However, you do not have proof the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
What?
Huh?
Even Edgeworth is surprised.
The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make it known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should all be ashamed. All of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence. Hell, he didn't even give it a second look.
Yeah.
Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good.
Let's hear about your proof then. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
Nah, but the spear.
So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals.
The next one where she says broke the prop. Yeah.
Yeah. He broke a prop. His own samurai spear, huh? His samurai spear. The murder weapon. Oh. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down on the court record. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad he couldn't walk around. He went around to his dressing room to rest up before lunch.
Thus the nap.
After lunch. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot. Okay.
Well, Nick, find any glaring contradictions?
Well, she seems pretty sure that Powers was in that photo. I guess I'll just press her to see if I can't shake a conviction.
Can we just press her on the first sentence? Then she never says anything she doesn't mean.
Whippersnapper.
Hey, I haven't said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up. Youth today, always whining, pointing. Enough. Make old woman cry.
Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness.
I think Edgeworth has met his match.
Do we want to present the spear?
Yeah, see if it's the same one in the photo. Yeah, I guess it is in the evidence already as the murder weapon, so I assume it is.
Yeah.
I mean, what else do we have to work with?
Time of death, 2:30.
We could.
So if
I
he
guess
was
just-
in Studio 1...
Maybe we should go back and press her on if it's Will Powers try to shake her conviction like the game said we should.
Yeah, that might not be bad.
which one?
The one where she says it's definitely Will Powers.
Yeah. She saw Will Powers at 2:30. Alright, he's spraining his ankle pretty bad. You can see he's dragging his leg. See, clear as day. That's how I knew it was
That
Powers.
one.
Yeah.
Press or present?
Press.
Still, you can't look at this and say it's Mr. Powers.
Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg.
Which leg?
There's got to be more to this. I better keep pressing her.
Yeah, have we pressed her on the spraining the ankle yet? Or dragging the leg?
Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly
I think we
sprained?
already did.
Yeah,
Not-
yeah.
Did we do the one right after that where she was dragging the leg?
Yeah, we've done that one.
So,
Are you absolutely
Let's
sure?
take a look at
Let's
the
take
picture again, yeah. Which leg is he dragging? Okay, so it's the left leg, his left leg.
So he was walking strangely because he was injured.
It
Does look like he was dragging his foot.
See, you didn't trust me, whippersnapper. Okay, I'm
I'm
trying
just
to
gonna press her there. Still, you can't.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in a KOTOR loop now.
So, let's look at the record real quick.
Yeah. I can't remember the photo of like.
So,
Can we
what does the spear say?
a break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape?
Okay, so that's
But it
what
does-
happened.
It does say that it was mended, and it is the murder weapon. So it was the weapon that would have been. In
What
the
if we
photo.
show the key card how we have it and how she can't guarantee that it was just
Ah.
employees that were there?
That's true. Maybe. Your Honor.
That statement contradicts this evidence.
It does. I don't see anything contradictory.
Huh? Really?
Objection overruled.
We probably did we do it the wrong place?
Just try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright.
Whoops, that didn't go so well. Oh, we lost points with him.
Can we press her on the accident? I want to see if we can see if it was his right leg that was actually injured, and the person in the picture is dragging his
Yeah,
left.
have we just pressed her on every single sentence?
I think
Press her on the one before this.
Saul. I don't think we pressed her here, did
Yeah,
we?
press her on that.
Trip and fall.
It does look like the left leg.
Yeah, that is the left leg.
Wasn't Penny supposed to be here?
Oh, she helped him make it better.
You hope.
I kissed it where it hurt. Oh God.
Where was the assistant then? She didn't know about Powers' ankle. Old Bag is the only one who would be able to replicate.
You may continue your testimony.
Okay, so Old Bag is the only other possible suspect at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've heard enough.
Well, there is one thing that bothers me.
Which is?
Where is this steel samurai costume now?
Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. And it's clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers.
I suppose that's right.
Are you sure, Your Honor? Will object.
Yeah, I have to object there.
Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers.
The defense has a point. I wonder if someone else, not caught on camera, could have killed Mr. Powers. Or Hammer, whatever.
Then allow me to remove the doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
Old bag, round 2.
The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen him. So if no one else went to the studio, it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. You can cross-examine. I think we might just have to accuse Old Bag somehow.
Well, let's just press all
Either
these
that
things.
or Will is guilty.
Nah, he's definitely not guilty. Let's press this one.
Was the time of death 2:30?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
So how would she know that?
That's a good point.
well, she saw. Did she say she saw him walking by and the
It was
photo
at
was
2,
taken?
though.
Like
Oh, is it 2?
she saw him at 2, yeah. I guess the detective may have, I guess Gumshoe may have told her that it was 2:30 was time of death.
Yeah.
Let's press her on the only person that walked by.
Yeah,
Will
that's.
Powers.
She might have
seems-
been getting. Okay.
She might have seen someone else.
Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quiet, Sonny. Nobody's suspicious. Nobody's suspicious looking.
Nobody's suspicious looking. Right.
But what about somebody not suspicious looking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Press her on that.
one.
What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Okay.
The witness has answered the question. Anyone going to the studio would have been.
That's right, Sonny. Yeah, let him have it, edgy boy.
Edgy boy.
Oh, Windbag sure has balls. Well, you know what I mean.
Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them.
How convenient.
Something for you to look forward to, perhaps.
Balls?
Alright, we press that, we press that.
Old
we
bag.
press that.
Can we present the key card with the no one else could have gone in there?
Oh, good point.
I remember where we presented it before.
It was some weird place that didn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay, she has balls.
Yeah, we get that.
Old balls.
The no one else would have gone in there, I think. And present the key card.
Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
It does? I don't see anything contradictory.
Oh, we've been through this.
Oh, yeah, but I think it does.
Maybe on the next statement. This one.
I don't know. We're running out of time here.
Let's look at the picture because there should be more pictures.
Yes,
Um,
because they're deleted pictures.
what do we want to
'Cause-
do?
I think we should present the picture on that one.
Photo number 2. The photo was taken at the by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sir.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes pictures.
Here, I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to work the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that the back of this says October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is at the end of what says photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held data for one photo on that day. So don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo?
Order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright.
Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1 but 2 people went into the studio that day. Yet there's only data for 1 of the photos. Who could have erased the other photo? Only someone with access to the security lady herself.
You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Or 1 person twice. Well, yes. Well, that would seem to me. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help.
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't believe I know what this means either.
Some help you are, whippersnapper. Whippersnapper. Something the matter, Mrs. Oldbag? I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai? I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out 1 photo that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
I want to say repressor on what she threw out.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Well, who in the heck was in the photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one else could get in. Those are your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area.
Oh, God.
The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and
And?
they're kids, children, whippersnappers.
Kids? So on the photo that you erased...
It was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
What?
Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate. One was Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. Well, yes. Well, we see their type every day. Can't stop them. Can't catch them.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
Mm-hmm. I think it's quite heavy. Right. There's as much. Didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect.
Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him.
This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
Are we going to run all the way to the studio in the 5-minute recess?
October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Mr. Powers,
Yes?
tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio?
I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest.
So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone wanted to steal the samurai costume. So, where does this leave me?
It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick, what are we going to do?
First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else who could have conceivably done this.
Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day.
Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Hey, Nick, it's time.
Okay, let's go.
What does this mean? Please don't sigh like that.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Edgeworth, present the prosecution's thoughts on the matter.
The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there's still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts?
The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime.
Sure. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized.
Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough.
So who was this other person? Security lady.
Yeah.
She's the only one tall enough who knew about the limp.
Oh man, you sure it wasn't the assistant girl?
No, she didn't know about the limp.
So she wouldn't have faked it.
And not the grade school boy.
Yeah, they've already unsuspected him.
Yeah.
Security
All right,
lady knew
security
about.
lady is who we were going
She does
with.
have that weird relationship with.
It was a security lady, Wendy Oldbag.
What? Who?
The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag.
What? Whippersnapper. Order. Is this true, Oldbag? That's Ms. Oldbag to you.
Ms. Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai's costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder.
Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume?
Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in the costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers.
I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes too, baby.
Okay.
That's odd. Isn't that the part where Edgewater pounces?
Edgeworth.
Edgeworth. Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some damning new evidence?
Mr. Edgeworth, this is your job.
The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
I hope it's nice and comfortable under the bus, Miss Oldback. So you think I did it, edgy boy? Don't just sit there, do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this hole away. Press further.
I think we should give her a break. Because we don't really have anything to pin her on. We just have the holes in her story.
But we do need to hold her under suspicion until this court's day is over so that we can get another day of investigation.
Yeah, we're trying to press for time.
Yeah,
I don't think we can wrongfully convict her, but I don't know.
I think pressing for time gives Edgeworth a way in to say she's innocent. I think if we just give her a break, we can just be like, we're done here. She's the person.
Funny, I feel bad for her all of a sudden.
It's true that the witness could conceivably have committed this crime. We must not forget that the victim was an action hero. A formidable as formidable as her past personality may be, I doubt she'd be strong enough.
Uh-oh. If he removes her from consideration, that means Mr. Powers is it. Sorry, Windbag. I don't have a choice. So you're going to press anyway.
Yeah.
The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day.
Why would I do something horrible to poor Hammer?
I guess she does love Hammer. You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too.
Indeed.
That did it. Now Windbag is was one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler. And you said second or third grade. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? How can you be so sure? Or is it nice to your kids and mean to your elders' day, whippersnapper?
I have proof.
Proof? Indeed? Let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? The photo, I guess?
You need the key card to get in, right?
Oh, maybe.
You couldn't get
Well,
into
he
the
got
studio
through the
without it.
sewers.
He got through the
Yeah,
sewers.
but the sewers were in the employee area. To get into the studio, we needed the key card.
The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a key card to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a key card?
I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? Oof.
The Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first.
Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy. What was her name?
Something old bag, Your Honor.
Then the prosecution. That is all. Court is adjourned. Get out of here. Leave me alone. Wait a second.
Oh, God.
I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking.
No, God.
Oh, great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk. Ms. Oldbag, what is this about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, it was something I was told not to talk about.
No, to talk about?
By whom?
Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk?
Well, testify. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend that they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap. I always do what I'm told.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. I guess we just press.
Yeah, that one. Just see what she wanted supposed to keep quiet about exactly.
Just the presence of the people there, probably.
So you were told not to talk.
Or who told her not to talk?
TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
We were all in on it. Okay.
That one. Who are the people? Yeah.
How many and who?
Who were those people?
Director and a producer, for starters.
Director. Well, we should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course.
Yeah, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer at around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Oh, and the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2.
Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate, all the way to the left, the path where the monkey's head had fallen over.
Yeah, we really haven't put any substance to that yet.
Mr.
no.
Wright, would you like to continue your cross-examination?
I think I've already asked all my questions, but
Is there anything else we needed from her?
I guess it wouldn't hurt to continue. Just who? That might be a good one.
Yeah.
Who said that?
this is old bag. This is a trial for murder.
I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about not having anything to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So you got your bonus and you still talk. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. Take a break.
Sure.
Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and a producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers.
The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Ms. Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of.
I understand, Your Honor.
This ends today's proceedings. Again, the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Get out of here. Go away. Shoot.
What a twist in this story. October 18th, 1:04 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It's nothing, Grin. Or should I be?
We'll be
going.
going down to the studios to do some more investigating. Is the red number 1 red or a 1? We have to find out more about the director and the producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now it's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
So, Nick, have we figured out exactly who it was, the steel samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers?
I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor Old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her.
Well, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right. We'll be back to visit you very soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and with that, part 2 is completed of episode 3. Join us next time for when we continue on to find out more about the director and the producer.
And
Thanks for
anyone
watching.
else who might have been there, I don't know. There
Thanks
might be
for
more
watching.
people.